Hey, welcome to Come Have a Chat with Ash. I'm here, it's a Sunday morning, and I want to get some impromptu speaking practice done. Now, something interesting happened about 5 minutes ago. I had this digital note taking pad, or I have this digital note taking pad called Remarkable that I wanted to write down a note on during today's session, and then I realized I had lost my pen, like the pen that comes with the digital note taking app. And I imagine that pen is quite expensive, so over the course of the last 5 minutes, I've been quite pissed off trying to find it, and I haven't found it. And I made a decision that there's nothing I can do about it right now, but I did commit to doing this session. So look, I have a feeling that this thing is going to be irking in my mind while I'm doing the session, but I took that on as a challenge as well. Because today, my intention is to try remain calm as I'm doing the prompts. And now I've got this additional factor that may throw me off because, like I said, this only happened 5 minutes ago, so I'm still quite freshly pissed off. But hey, that's life. The point of this is to get better at speaking impromptu, and guess what? You might be dealing with important impromptu speaking situations, scenarios, right after getting pissed off about losing something. So you have to keep your cool, and you have to still be able to deal with those scenarios accordingly, appropriately. So I guess this is a good test for myself. I'll try to remain calm. I'll try not to think about this pen, to whom I do not know what the cost is to replace it, but that is a worry for after this session. And hey, maybe I'll find it. So let's go. I'm intentionally not talking too loud, just because there are people within the household that are still sleeping. Don't want to wake anyone up. So we're going to continue on with drill sessions. I am going to do 7 prompts. Keep challenges off, keep spicy off, and reflect after every single prompt. So breathe, let's get ready. How do you want to be remembered by the people closest to you? By the people closest to me, there is only one thing that matters to me, just one, for how I'd like to be remembered. And that is that when they think of me, I want them to remember that I genuinely cared about them. It wasn't fake. I wasn't one of those friends that would only just be there for them when it was convenient. They would remember that there were moments where I really did show them that I cared, and I want them to feel warmth and love with that thought. That is how I want to be remembered by the people I'm closest to. I'm not gonna lie, I could feel the pen creeping in. There were moments that the pen was creeping in, but I just kicked it back out, and I kept going, and I felt like I was getting into it. Yeah, I'm happy with how this went. I was just thinking, as an improvement to this app, it'd be cool if I could actually scroll, and the scroll would cause the thing, the circle thing, to move up and down. But anyways, that's just a note for me. I am happy. How did I answer the prompt? I think I was on prompt, so it's a good start. How much do I care about this topic? I do care. Yeah. Okay, let's go next. Coincidences. Calm. calm coincidence. Coincidences are interesting. People say throughout life you just encounter so many situations where people say, oh, what a coincidence. Coincidences mean, what are the chances? And people say it because when coincidences happen, it's really surprising for those chances to play out the way they did. Like, how did these two things happen at once? What were the chances that this thing happened? I'm so surprised that it happened. And coincidences just say something about life. With life, you just don't know what you're going to get. And that's what makes life interesting. Coincidences make life interesting. Interestingly, with that one, I actually had no freaking idea which way I was going to go at the start. But something happened. After that thought, I kind of let myself breathe internally, and I said, I'm just going to relax and just talk. And what happened for the rest of the talk happened because I chose to relax, which is interesting, right? And I eventually I kind of just figured out which way I'm going to go, like as I was talking. But then I was able to circle back and finish on the point of what I was trying to make, that coincidences are interesting, life is interesting, whatever. I already forgot what I was trying to say, but like I did make a point. So my learning from that is intentionally trying to be relaxed in a situation that objectively may not be relaxing, especially in the context of this stupid pen, actually helped me. It helped me. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy with how this went, to be honest. I think I answered the prompt. I'm in the middle for care. Are we ready for the next one? Argue that money does not buy happiness. Many may say that money does buy happiness because money buys you freedom, and freedom buys you the ability to spend how you want to spend your time, and that is what buys happiness. But if you were to truly peel the layers of the onion, no matter what situation you're in, excluding if you are in a very drastically painful situation, like in the middle of a war, no matter what situation you're in, there is always going to be a way to find joy by recalibrating your mind. And that will require you to stop thinking about how everyone else is living their life and just think about yours. You don't need money to do that. I feel as though, knowing that I had a minute, I didn't need to maybe go into that story that I did at the start. I could have just spent that minute on my thought, and I could have explained my thought a little bit more. So I was fighting this part of me that wants to give more and more context, thinking that it helps. But not everyone is willing to give you that much time. So sometimes you need to just get into the meat and potatoes. So I think that's something I would do better, like, because it's just 1 minute, I would just skip that part that I was trying to get into. So I'm happy. I'm not super happy, but I'm happy. How would you answer the actual prompt? Answered it. How much do you care about this topic? Funnily enough, I'm more on the other side of the topic. I think right now my mindset is more like, oh, money does really matter, because without it, it's going to be really, really stressful. So I'm kind of counter-arguing my argument. Yeah. How much did you care about this topic? I'd say I'm still in the middle. What smell takes you straight back somewhere? Oh, yes. The smell of the house on the morning of Eid al-Fitr, which is an Islamic celebration, at my home, at my family home, is a smell I will always cherish. My mother and father would be cooking food, all throughout the night, the day prior to Eid, and the next day the whole house will be smelling so delicious. Be a little kid coming down the stairs, getting excited to spend the day with family and friends, and that's a smell that just, you can't buy it. You can't buy that time back. Yeah, that one was good. Kind of actually having to answer that prompt took me back to my childhood a little bit, which is really interesting. That's what this impromptu training did for me. For a moment, it made me reflect on my past in a good way, like in a loving sort of way. So I answered the prompt pretty well. How much do I care about this topic? I do care about the topic. Next, what is the relationship between discipline and passion? You don't need to be passionate about something to be disciplined in it. For example, catching the bus every morning at 7:30 a.m. to get to work. Do you need to be passionate about being on time to do that? Do you need to be passionate about your job? I don't think so. You could also just be someone who fears losing your job, and that could drive you towards being disciplined to being on time. But I would say that passion helps build discipline. Passion isn't necessary, but if you do have passion, it increases the likelihood of you being disciplined in the habits that contribute to that passion. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the relaxation is kind of naturally kicking in. I wasn't thinking about it for that one or the one before that. But I did feel relaxed. And kind of like the way I'm sitting in this chair, and in fact the last two prompts I wasn't thinking about the pen anymore. I actually forgot about the pen, which is great. Okay, how happy do I feel with how it went? Feel happy, not like uber happy. How well did you answer the prompt? I think I actually answered it pretty well because I kind of took two angles on it. How much do I care about the topic? Oh, yeah. I'd say I do care because I do wonder about discipline. Like, I do think discipline is something I need more of in my life with certain things. And I agree with what I said during the talk. It's funny I say that because, yeah, I might not always agree with what I say during the talk, because during the talk it's very impromptu. I might just say something for the sake of saying it. But the goal is to eventually not do that, to build so much calm and confidence that I only say what I truly mean. And I just lost my thought of what I was getting at. It was about how I need more discipline in my life. And yeah, I've lost my thought. Okay, sorry, it's early in the morning. How much did I care about this topic? Yep, next prompt. Let's go. Calm, calm, calm. All right, first. Oof. Let me tell you something. What makes life so special is that you never get to truly relive your firsts. Your firsts of everything are just, they're special. And you never realize it. You never know until the first is over and you're a few years down the line that you realize how special your first was. Your first time holding someone's hand, your first hug, your first kiss, your first, I don't know, your first time saying I love you. And I know I'm associating all this with like love and relationships. So I feel like that's what really matters at the end of the day. Like people love their first, your first marriage, your first child. First is special because you only get them once. I'm really happy with how that went because I let my inner passion, like my inner feelings truly come out. I let my personality come out. I think that's what Impromptu is about. And the only way that happened is because I let myself be calm. I think calm, the level of calm is the biggest blocker to your ability to put out your authentic self in a way that serves you. Yeah. But it also helps that I did really care about that topic, I think. Because I'm a deep guy. I feel happy with how it went. I don't think I answered the prompt well. Yes, I can't shut up about it. I think it's a great topic. Okay, last prompt. Explain why your phone battery has trust issues. My phone battery does not trust me. But I also don't trust it. Let me tell you a story. I've owned this phone for how long now? And maybe that's the problem, I own it. This isn't a very voluntary two-way relationship. And my battery, its capacity to hold its strength has been dying with time. It just loses its energy quicker and quicker these days. But my phone battery, at the same time, maybe it's doing it on purpose because it doesn't trust me. The other day it told me, hey man, I'm down on 20%. Can you please charge me before the end of the day so I don't die? And I said, yeah, man, I will. I didn't charge it. It died. When it woke up, it said, dude, what the fuck? I trusted you. That was actually getting kind of fun. Like I was starting to get committed to that story. Yeah. It's funny, these silly prompts that are in the app, they do force you to get a little bit creative in a way that I think is good for you. And like in this world of AI and all this stuff that's pulling us away from using our own head, moments like these are moments you're taking back what's yours, which is your mind and your ability to think on the spot and be creative in your own unique way. Because we are so unique, we've got our own ways to tell stories. Anyways, session's complete. Tap anywhere to continue. Oh, it'd be cool if I could just press a key and it would continue. Note to self for app improvement. How happy do I feel with that one? Honestly, I'm pretty happy. Did answer the prompt. How much do I care about this topic? Don't care. How calm did you feel while speaking? I'd say I was actually a bit more here. I wasn't super calm, but I also wasn't not calm. I'd say I was calm, just not super calm. And interestingly, in retrospect, like I did not think about the pen except for the first prompt. So 6 out of 7 of the prompts, I actually did a good job. I didn't think about the pen. I'll think about the pen after this. Or maybe I won't. I'll try not to think about it. Maybe I'll invest more of my energy into trying to find it. I moved houses and the pen must have fallen out of, I'll show you like this notepad right here. Digital notepad, and the pen is meant to be in this slot right here, like it's magnetic. And so for it to actually come off, it means something must have forced it, but I don't know now, I'm sad. Anyways, let's finish this off. Felt kind of calm, how free to feel the words. I actually don't think my delivery had many filler words. Done. There we go. Also, note to myself with the app, it would have been nice if after clicking that last one after Jules, there was like some explosion with fireworks or confetti saying good job. Because I was kind of waiting for that. I was like, I wanted some validation. Like, great work, man. You did well for finishing this. I didn't get it, but that's okay. Because I feel good on the inside. Okay. Anyways, thanks for tuning in to today's session. I hope you have a lovely day. In Sydney, Australia, it is a Sunday morning and it looks like the weather's going to be beautiful and sunny. So go out, get some ice cream and enjoy yourself. Goodbye.